Today is the day. Right now, 3 minutes time. Doctor Who 60th anniversary special number 3. I'm sorry. I'm very excited and stressed, and so the setup's not right. So I'm sorry if I'm still making some adjustments. I can't wait. The Giggle. But this is an awful intro. I'm Kane. I'm not Will Scarborough. If you're new to this little series that I've been doing on Will's channel, a couple of days after, although hopefully tonight, if everything goes well, it'll be the day after, Will uploads his reaction to a new Doctor Who special. We get my reaction to a Doctor Who special, because you get two different opinions that way, because Will is a non-fan of Doctor Who. He doesn't really like it. There have been a couple of episodes that he thought, fine, but as a whole, it's not really his thing, which is fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, the reason most Doctor Who fans like Doctor Who is because they enjoy it, and they enjoy the writing. Up until pretty much present day, everything else in terms of like filmmaking and stuff, it's not great. And Will looks for things like that in the stuff he watches, so it's fair enough. I'm waffling because I'm so excited, but I'm Kane. I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who, in case you couldn't tell. Doctor Who's my favourite TV show, one of my favourite things in existence ever. I love it, and we're finally getting the conclusion to this pretty much mini-series of episodes that we've had for the 60th anniversary. We're getting a villain from one of the very first Doctor Who stories ever, with the first Doctor, William Hartnell, coming back, this time played by Neil Patrick Harris. We're getting Shooty. I cannot wait to see Shooty Gatwa actually on our screens for more than 5-10 seconds. Yeah, I'm buzzing. I cannot wait. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm sorry this has been such a crap introduction. Soho. I do apologise. I didn't realise how late it was. So I've literally just finished making dinner and sat down to react live. The accent isn't great. But in the classic story, the Doctor defeats him using his accent, right? So I saw a theory that maybe he's changing accents intentionally.
She will never miss anything ever again.
It's not for children. It's for my employer. It's a new thing.
TARDIS.
Called television.
Oh, cool. I was gonna say.
What a wonderful fun.
I didn't know the inventor's name. Like, when he said he was inventor, I didn't know who that was. Also, was the Toymaker racist? Is that what that was earlier on?
May God go with us.
I do really like how this episode is directed. Not just, like, from obviously what we've seen in the clips, but I like how this is directed and shot. Okay. I didn't expect the episode to have such like a, not a slow start, but one that actually eases you into more of a story. That's interesting, I like that. I do appreciate how like the other two specials have sort of thrown us right into everything, but this is a nice change of pace. Although the title is absolutely horrendous. This score is so reminiscent of Murray Gold's score for Years and Years, which is another absolutely fantastic mini-series by Russell T Davies. Yeah, he's changed accents.
You will dance avec moi.
I love Murray Gold's score so much.
I can say the same about you.
No, I do like this new character though. I was referring to Kate though. Yeah! Nice! Oh, it's the old unit theme, kind of. Nice.
No way.
Oh, nice.
Companions.
Yeah, that's Mel from Fifth.
Given the end of the world. Now, keep your eye on the scan.
I'm just asking. Is that a problem?
It's an invasion of my privacy. In fact, it's an assault on my civic rights.
The brain.
Dinner finished, guys.
Imagine trying that.
The TARDIS thing makes sense.
For brains, I am anti-Z-Dex.
Is that the news reporter lady from like older episodes of RTD Doctor Who? That's so cool.
You look at these 7 peaks. Maybe it's music.
A classic arpeggio. La 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 la.
It's like it's been buried in my head for years.
Carl, what is it?
It's the Giggle.
Here I come. Oh. Carving a wave
I love this.
and waiting.
This is like so Doctor Who. Like this concept is so Doctor Who.
Driving you mad.
This is so good. I'm so into this, but it's in like a different way that I was the last two. Like this one calmed me down by having that introductory scene, so like I'm not as hyper and screamy.
But it's not only the giggle.
But like I'm into it in a different way. I'm just like I feel like I'm immediately invested, almost emotionally. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, that's so cool. I love seeing that. I love seeing a different Doctor interact with her too.
My family are all gone. Remember? And here I am.
From a fan's perspective, that this is absolutely fantastic. And looking at it from an outside perspective, I'm sort of seeing it as like it's being expelled pretty well and explained pretty well, and I feel like outside viewers will get the gist of what it is. But I wonder how well they'll be connecting to like that conversation and stuff. Like I'm interested into when I eventually watch Will's reaction, like how people like Will are feeling.
Maybe that's why your old face came back. You're wearing yourself out.
Everybody loves divorce.
I like how disorientingly edited it is. Like something seems off, but it's obviously intentional.
Go back to the TARDIS.
You never tell me to do that.
Score and the edited like cuts to colorized versions of the original episode. So good. Oh, this is gonna be a really fun sequence. Yeah, nice.
The adipose, for God's sake.
Nice. Adipose mention.
When I was young,
I let the TARDIS fall into another realm.
I beat the Toymaker, I won his game, but now he's here. I played a game and let him in. Elemental force.
I thought it'd relate to the Toymaker last episode when he spoke about invoking superstitions.
If I can save your life this time.
There we go.
Dice don't know what the dice did last time. Games don't have a memory.
I can't wait for Shooty to get scenes like that. Not good. When they're together, it's like the two of them just share the one brain cell. Hey, that effect looks decent. Like, it's very foreboding.
Do you like my puppets, Doctor? I thought I was clever.
That's silly, but except that felt intentionally silly, unlike last week, and I think I liked that more than I liked any of the stuff in last week's. That was cool. So, you know, my theory for this little show that we keep seeing him force them to watch. I knew this was gonna happen.
One day went to and fro. He was meeting Clara. But she was killed by a bird.
Yeah.
And then there came...
Oh, the Doctor making all the excuses and stuff.
That's someone else's game.
Oh, so that's definitely the boss that Beat the Meat was talking about. They're setting it up for Shooty.
They're right.
That's so exciting.
And everyone loses. The never-ending game.
Also, did I hear that right? The Master is locked in his tooth.
I won the game. Many years ago.
Best of 3.
Best of 3.
Yes, running through corridors. So what's the big game? I'm so glad we got references to past companions. Not happy with the Rory erasure though. Or anything like erasing like Graham and Yaz and stuff. Ryan, Dan. But also I guess there was never really anything traumatic with the companions there. That was more character-driven stuff with the Doctor that was traumatic, like the Timeless Child and the Fluxits were indeed mentioned. So it makes sense. But I would have liked to hear about them all.
Could you turn that off, please?
Who is that?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, hell yes. Now, because there's that musical number in the Christmas special. There's supposedly a full musical episode. This is so fun. The budget actually all just went into roses, which are ridiculously expensive. Nice, that was so fun.
Oh, how I am liking this.
I have fallen in love with humanity. The medals.
Just get a gun, Doctor. I mean, come on. It never works.
Your fight is with me!
Yeah!
Doctor, therefore, your own rules have decreed I play the third game with the next Doctor.
Okay! Okay! Regenerate! Shooty! What? Okay! The leak not gonna happen then? Because I was confident the leak would happen.
You're gonna be someone else.
Something like go again. I knew he'd say something like that though. Was that accepting the regeneration? Alonzi, nice!
Paul.
By regeneration, right? Actual regeneration. Yeah! Oh, he's so good! The No Way was so good! That looks surprisingly good.
I think I'm really, really me.
Oh, he's so good! So good as Doctor! They have so much chemistry! Oh, this is how we're getting a multi-Doctor story. I don't care. I was kind of worried about the leak after I heard it, but this is perfect.
Still beautiful.
Yeah. Do you come in a range of colours?
100 years.
Honestly, I think just saying it's meant to be a myth and not really explaining it is the best way to go about
You
it.
two again.
Oh, flip yes!
Say no. But that's shit.
So good! This is so silly, but so good.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, the two best Doctors, back to back. Oh, I can't put into words how much I'm loving this.
His Toymaker is to banish you from existence forever.
Not fair.
That's silly, but the effect actually looks pretty decent.
Why not?
Oh shit, he's so good. I just now, I just want to say, there we go. Tooth is picked up by someone and gone, which means Master can come back. Nice. And that was John Sims' laugh.
River Song. All the people we lost. Sarah Jane has gone. To say what the hell?
He's gonna just be Donna's friend, isn't he?
To come home.
He still hasn't had his wish. Could he not just wish for another TARDIS?
You got a prize, honey. Here is mine.
Nice!
Oh, that's
That's not bad. Wheelchair accessible.
Oh, he's perfect.
Oh, you're the old man. You're older than me.
Actually, that is out.
Yes.
I'm not doing that again.
Good luck.
We could always go in the TARDIS and find out.
Don't you dare.
You are grounded.
With my best friend, my brother-in-law, the evil stepmother.
Oh, I have barely begun.
I ended up with a family.
I've never been so happy in my life.
Oh, finally. It might even be my favourite Doctor theme, like more than I Am the Doctor. Christmas. Nice. Are we going to get a Christmas trailer at the end of this though? Because I'm not turning off. Introducing Shooty Gatler as the Doctor. Incredible! How am I meant to review that? It's been like 20 minutes and I have tried to calm down. I just can't. If I had to get negatives out of the way, I think maybe a couple of shots, they looked a tiny bit cheaper than others. You know, some of the framing maybe could have been a bit better at times, but it's like it's Doctor Who. I don't really care. I've come to terms with the fact that the show's never going to be fully phenomenal on a filmmaking perspective. But at the end of the day, this is the best the show has ever looked from that standpoint. I'm shaking. This is like my wet dream as a Doctor Who fan. People are gonna be so annoyed about the Bigeneration and everything like that, and I don't care. People can cry all they want. People can complain. People can say the wheelchair accessible ramp is woke, and they can say that the two TARDISes is stupid. And yes, it is. It breaks so much of the show, but it's executed so well that I don't care. Bigeneration, they just say, oh, it's a myth. And it shouldn't exist, but it does, and I don't care. That's great. That's all the explanation I need. This is a sci-fi fantasy show, and I'm not gonna get caught up in the details of it. I love The Timeless Child. I love when this show changes up the lore and adds new things to it, because that's what keeps it alive, you know? People complain about The Timeless Child breaking everything, and I get it, but Stephen Moffat broke the whole regeneration cycle thing by saying there was a regeneration cycle and saying that Time Lords could grant new regenerations and like all of that stuff. It changes all the time. The brain of Morbius introduces multiple Doctors we didn't know about anyway. Like, there's always things that set things up, and when people actually hear them explicitly stated they don't like it. But I do, and this is just another example of that. I love Bigeneration. I think it's great. Will it ever be used again? No. It's a plot device so David Tennant finally has his happy ending as a Doctor. And you know what? I'm glad. I'm glad he has his fairy tale happily ever after ending, and he finally gets to just sit down and be a normal person and live a happy life. And you know what? I get it. That's not what the Doctor is. The Doctor's a tragic character and he should never get that ending, but he does. And I'm so happy that he did. There are so many little nitpicks and details that so many people are going to have, and it's going to catch, they're going to be all caught up about it with the special, and I'd fully understand if they are, but I don't care, because that is the happiest the TV show has ever made me in my entire life. And I fully, wholeheartedly believe the last 20 minutes of that special is the best Doctor Who has ever been. There are little nitpicks I have where maybe one scene went on a little too long in the first half, or little bits were starting to drag a bit. But they're nitpicks. They take the episode from like a billion out of 10 to a 999,999,999 out of 10. Like, this Ncuti Gatwa, for the 15 minutes, 20 minutes we saw him, may already be my favourite Doctor. The next special looks so cheesy and silly and dumb, and people are going to think it's too cheesy and not like it. But that's what Doctor Who is, and with the instant charisma Ncuti has, I think this show could do absolutely anything and I'd adore it. It's the same with David Tennant. Love and Monsters and Fear Her are god-awful episodes, but my lord do I love them because David Tennant is in them. And I think that's going to be amplified 1,000,000,000% by Ncuti Gatwa because he was absolutely incredible. The sass, the chemistry that he has with everyone, it's it's so good. The episode is tense and dramatic and cheesy and over the top and campy. We had a Spice Girls needle drop dance number and it's so stupid and I love it so much. I'm trying to calm down, but I can't. I am in love with it. I absolutely adore it. That, like, if I wasn't reacting to it, I'd have been weeping like a baby, but in the best way. I'm still shaking. I can't get over it. Maybe when I rewatch it tomorrow night and I show my mum when she's home, and because she also loves the show, she might not like these things as much, and I might sit there and I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's not great, but for a first time watch, that's the happiest this show has ever made me. And going on Letterboxd straight away and seeing that the episode has a 3.4 and is lower rated than the other two specials is absolutely beyond me, because I think this is leagues ahead of the other two. I think whereas Special 1 had a really great first half and the resolution was a little messy, and the second special had a bit of a slog of a first half and the effects were really hard to get used to, but then had an absolutely phenomenal second half. The first half of this episode is great. It deals with the morality of the Doctor. We get references to past companions and past incarnations and how that has affected him, how he needs to be able to just stop and think and talk about it and deal with his internal trauma and everything. And then we get the resolution of that where he talks about it to Donna and he talks about it to himself. We get the symbolism of him finally hugging himself. It's like he's coming to terms with everything, and it's this really beautiful, if short-lived moment where he gets to confide in himself for the first time. It's so good. I think it handles the character of the Doctor so well. And yes, I know people love that the Doctor is this traumatic character and this tragic character, and he is. They are. Every incarnation goes through something different. Like we saw, Matt Smith had Amy, and Peter Capaldi had Bill and Clara, and all of that trauma. And then Jodie Whittaker had the Flux and the Timeless Child, and it's all mentioned and it's all brought up. And I think having that all brought up in the first half to be so sweetly resolved in the second, and then having the Bigeneration happen and all that positivity be sent into Ncuti as David finally deals with all the trauma that the 14 incarnations that we know of, and all the stuff that Joe Martin went through, and the other unnamed doctors, and the other doctor that was in essentially the Cybermen and the Timeless Child, living in like rural England. All the trauma all these doctors have had is finally resolved, and they finally get the happy ending through David. And I feel like it's the perfect ending to this era of the show, because the 60th anniversary specials have sort of functioned as an ending to everything we know from Classic Who and everything we know from the revival, so we can finally transition to this new era, Doctor Who 2023 onwards. I'm sure we'll come up with a name. The colloquial for it right now seems to be the Disney era, and it's like this big, climactic, beautiful send-off to everything we know about the Doctor. It wraps it all up in a nice little bow, ready for everything to transition for Ncuti's first special to truly hammer in the home of the Disney era, and it all beginning anew, but with all of that still being relevant, just because Ncuti sort of helps David get over it and everything. Oh, my hair's a mess because I just keep running my hands through it in excitement. It's this perfect ending, and Ncuti is the symbol of a new beginning, and I'm sure Ncuti is going to go through traumatic events, and we'll get all the stuff that makes the Doctor again, but just because Ncuti goes through it and embraces it and lets go of it, and David gets to let go of it for everything that's happened before Ncuti, it doesn't mean that's been undone, it just means it's come to a close for now. So when people are going to say that, oh, the whole concept of regeneration's ruined, or, oh, the Doctor isn't really the Doctor now, yes he is, it doesn't mean it's done. It just means that this era has been wrapped up nicely, and the next era gets to start fresh. It's a new palette. I love that, I adore that. When I was watching that first the regeneration before it became a Bigeneration, I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling this. And then it quickly occurred to me that, oh, the Bigeneration leak is actually going to happen. And the reason that isn't some big weighty regeneration is because it's not meant to be. It's not a regeneration, it's a Bigeneration. So we're watching that and we're not quite feeling it because we're actually being told that something different is about to happen. And then it does, and it's so good. I have little nitpicks, but they don't matter to me. Neil Patrick Harris absolutely chewed up the scenery. I think he was a great villain. As silly as some of the accents were, Doctor Who's silly, and this felt so much like Doctor Who to me, and I physically could not have loved it more if I tried. So yeah, I don't know. At the opening of my Christmas special reaction, I might have different thoughts. I might update you on it. But I don't think I will, because I adored that. I adored that with all my heart, and those last 25 minutes are like my favourite third act in all of media ever, maybe. And again, it could be recency bias. I'll let you know when I react to the Christmas special. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. My reaction to the Christmas special won't be my first time reaction, so I will be watching it with my family on Christmas Day, and they won't want their reactions to be recorded. But I always watch Doctor Who Unleashed, which means when I do react to it, I might give a more insightful reaction rather than a first time one. I'll be able to comment as it goes along what I do fully in depth think of the special. I'll give insights that I've learned from the Unleashed for the special. So it'll be more of like I suppose you could call it a bit more of an analysis and a reaction. Like an in-depth review rather than a first-time reaction, but you will indeed get a reaction from me of it, unless I can convince my family to let me film us all reacting to it on Christmas Day. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you all loved it. If you didn't, tell us why in the comments. I'm sure Will reply to a few, or like a few, and I'll reply either with the Balance Productions account or the Soundwave Cinema account, because they're the two accounts that I use a lot. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I am astounded. I absolutely adored it. So thank you. Bye. I'm gonna try detox.